The scene takes place with vampire Toreador Primogen, Jacob Crowley, prowling the area immediately around downtown's One-Eyed Duck bookstore that has been rewarded to him as domain via Prince Eudosha. His first hunt will be a search for a receptive ear, a pretty face, or lonely individual in one of the adjacent bars and pubs to see what treats may lay upon his usual methods of feeding. And Baron Subterfuge, 7 dice, plus 1 more for herd, minus 1 difficulty for domain, so 5 difficulty, 8 dice. And yes. He will manage in the first hour, the first trip into said club, to find an individual, not lonely per se, but alone, standing out somewhat amongst the crowd and making the most of the evening. It takes some time, but he does manage to first isolate them from the immediate vicinity of drinkers and drunk. And sometime later, he has managed to spirit her away to the outside, but where she expected his playful behavior to end in bliss, it was instead throes of pain, and brief though they were, followed by a confusing drift into a somewhat stupor-like sleep. Lasted only long enough for Jacob himself to vanish away after his practice with the acquired clan ability bore fruit, but enough for the dominated girl to be wondering if anything she experienced had actually taken place. Let's see. And let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. As I double check this very briefly. Let's see. Get him feeding. Make sure I've not forgotten any roll for that quick bite of his. There we go. So 4 dice. Success. Just barely. To pull away and move on without feeding more than he should. And while Jacob is out, he's going to also wander through the back alleys a bit more. Let himself prowl for one that looks appropriate for hunting down and quickly assailing. So difficulty 5 with 6 dice, stamina athletics plus herd. And absolutely no difficulty at all in finding someone not too far down in the alleyways, actually. This one, rather than being charmed and swept aside, Jacob will dive and leap upon violently. While he doesn't tear at them, the instant his teeth are close enough to latch upon their throat, the person has little to no opportunity to get away. This one, though they never did see his face, Jacob still leaves in the same state as the one before wiping his mouth clean on his sleeve, dusting off his clothes, and taking a roundabout course back to the One-Eyed Dog bookstore. And there the scene will end.